If you're hesitating on deciding whether to visit Tunisia or not, then look no further. I've created a quick mini guide on what to do in this North African gem. Also, I've timestamped each section so you don't have to go through the whole video. So in this video, I ended up visiting the following places: the capital city of Tunis, historical ruins of Carthage, the picturesque town of Sidi Bou, the beautiful Grand Masjid of Katoubia, the awe-inspiring Colosseum of El-Jem, and the scenic town of Hammamet. I spent a total of 4 days in Tunisia, and I've crammed as much information in this video to help you with the decision making of your trip to Tunisia. So without further ado, let's dive straight into the video. Before we talk about our trip, let me quickly show you the hotel we stayed in. We booked this hotel via loveholidays.com, but I'll drop you their website so you can book with them directly. This is a 3-star hotel located in Hammamet. It comes equipped with a queen-size bed, tea and coffee as complimentary, and your very own balcony which overlooks the courtyard. Along with this, we had a bathroom equipped with an overhead shower, soap and shower gel as complimentary, along with a toilet which is located in a separate room next door. We booked this hotel with food in mind, therefore selection of food was ample. It had a selection of both continental food with an array of lovely items to choose from. Regarding breakfast, there was various items to choose from, including hot or warm. All in all, our highlight of this hotel was not just the food, but the helpful, attentive staff that are in the hotel as well. On the note of hotel staff, I want to give a big shout out to them, as they were extremely helpful when I contracted a horrible virus. Not from the hotel, but from another area. Yeah, don't worry, I'll mention this later on in the video. Right, day 1. Before travelling to these places, we were struggling to figure out how to commute to each city. Local taxis were hard to come by, and we were unsure whether to take local transportation or not. Luckily, our hotel concierge had a private driver option, so rather than taking public transport, we opted for a private driver. Side note, if you want to hire a car, you can do that too. I'll include clips in this video so you can get a feel of how the roads are in Tunisia. Also, to get around locally, we ended up using this app called inDrive, an app that manages to find you cheap taxis locally. However, be wary, as I wouldn't recommend you using this app to visit other cities around Tunisia, as it is recommended to use it locally. So we started the first day by taking a trip to Tunis, the capital city of Tunisia. Roughly an hour drive, our driver managed to swiftly take us to the capital city. The city had a mix of modern and old fused together, which was quite interesting to see. As you can see, the square itself had European attributes to it, such as the high-rise buildings, office blocks, along with parts of the street which felt as though we were walking in Barcelona. So as we were walking along, next thing you know, you make one right turn and you end up in a part of the city where it truly looks like a different part of the world. The hustle and bustle of people, stalls, shops, the smells, along with the literal architecture of the buildings itself. A sensory overload, but genuinely such a pleasant experience just soaking up the surroundings and just walking along these streets. As we got to the end of the street, we approached the entrance of ZITOUNA mosque. Unfortunately, by the time we got there, the MASJID was closed, so we decided to walk around for a bit and leave shortly afterwards. However, as we were about to leave, this random gentleman approached us and took us through some narrow streets. We were reluctant at first, but we thought, why not? Let's see what this guy has to offer. As he took us through these narrow streets, we ended up walking into a gift shop. We got confused at first, but we continued following the gentleman into the shop. As he took us up the stairs, we were truly stunned, as he had taken us on the roof of the building where it was once the ruins of an old building / courtyard that they still preserve to this day. I'm gonna drop the coordinates for this place so you don't have to go through the same experience we went through. We were stunned by how they preserved this building, as the features of the courtyard were still somewhat intact. After a quick tour of this courtyard, we thanked the gentleman that helped us and made our way back to our car, gradually walking past the narrow streets and experiencing the hustle and bustle of the lively neighbourhood of Tunis. Right, our next stop is the historical ruins of Carthage. Roughly a 23 minutes drive away from Tunis, we ended up visiting this PUNIC quarters of BYRSA. In order to enter, you will have to purchase a ticket from the ticket office, which is located on the entrance of the site. Once we bought the tickets, we ended up roaming around the historical site itself. Here's a quick lowdown about this ancient site. BYRSA Hill is an important ancient site that once sat at the center of the thriving city of Carthage. Today it contains a host of the city's archaeological remains and a number of interesting historical sites. BYRSA's name, meaning oxide in Greek, derives from a legendary origin story surrounding Carthage's founder Dido. In 146 BC, the city was besieged and destroyed by the Romans during the Third Punic War. However, when they rebuilt it, BYRSA Hill remained central to their administration. In 1884, St. Louis Cathedral was constructed on BYRSA Hill over the ruins of the ancient temple dedicated to Yasmine. Intended to honor Louis IX of France, who had died in Carthage in 1270 during the 8th Crusade, the cathedral was constructed by the French Consul General with the permission of Bey of Tunis Al-Hussein ibn Mahmud. Today, the ruins of the ancient Punic city may be viewed atop BYRSA Hill in an area known as the Punic Quarter, or Hannibal's neighborhood. Here, the remains of Carthaginian residential neighborhood may be explored, complete with street grids, houses, and a series of Punic tombs. I've placed the name of each site, so just keep your eye on the top left-hand corner of the screen to see it. After a short trip to Carthage, our next stop was Sidi Bou, a stunning town which overlooks the jaw-dropping Mediterranean Sea. From Tunis, it took us approximately 15 minutes to get there by car. Before we booked our trip to Tunisia, we were looking forward to visiting this beautiful town. With like-for-like similarities with the Greek island of Santorini, this town had a sense of Arabic traits with Western attributes interwoven into it. As we walked into the town, we admired the picturesque blue and white buildings and soaked up the surroundings that this beautiful town had to offer. In each of the houses and buildings were either small gift shops or eateries, but mainly it was houses that belonged to the residents that actually lived there. As we walked further down, we came across this open area where they housed bars and restaurants. We didn't go downstairs to the bar, but ended up admiring the breathtaking ocean that this place was overlooking. As usual, I'll drop the coordinates in the description below so you can check it via Google Maps. Before we booked our trip, we wanted to try something called BAMBALOUNI. It's equivalent to a donut, but they fry it. But it's crunchier and has a similar taste to churros. If you ever visit Sidi Bou or Tunisia in general, do try this out. As usual, I'll drop the coordinates link in the description below so you can check out if you ever visit Sidi Bou. Afterwards, we ended up making our way up towards the road where there was a masjid situated on the top of the hill. A quiet small masjid, again overlooking the beautiful backdrop of the ocean. It was Asr prayers, so I thought I'd quickly pray before I continue. For my Muslim viewers, I'll drop the coordinates below in the description section. In the meantime, I'll let you admire this beautiful town. Just keep your eye on the top left hand side to see the name and location of the place. FYI, there are scammers and nuisance salespeople here, so please avoid them at all costs and also try to be stern with them as well, as they might take advantage of your situation. But please do not let that deter you from visiting this lovely town. Just keep your wits about you. Right, day 2. After a nice calm trip yesterday, we are going to be visiting 2 places today. Our first stop will be the great masjid of KAIROUAN, which was approximately 1 hour and 26 minutes from Hammamet. Our driver smoothly and quickly managed to get us there just in time for Zuhr prayers. Once we entered the masjid, it was quite a sight to see. The great mosque of KAIROUAN, also known as the Mosque of Uqba ibn Nafi, was built in the 7th century in the town of KAIROUAN. The mosque is significant due to the fact that it was the first mosque built in the region of northwest Africa known as the Maghreb. The masjid was a center of learning in the Mediterranean region throughout the Middle Ages and is currently designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Just walking around this 1300-year-old masjid was awe-inspiring. Yep, you heard me right. Even though this masjid was founded in 670, it was rebuilt again in the 9th century by the Aghlabid dynasty, making it one of the oldest places of worship in the Islamic world. And it later became a model for all later masjids in the Maghreb, which means West in Arabic, which also refers to the nations that are situated in North Africa. After offering quick prayers, I ended up just capturing a few more clips of the masjid before we set off to our next destination to Al-BHAR. Right, our next stop is El Jem Amphitheatre. An approximate 1 hour 15-minute journey, our driver Riyadh safely made us reach this ancient city of El Jem. Stepping into this town felt like we entered into a time warp, as the amphitheatre is still intact, as it was built over 1700 years ago. Now, before I get into the history of the amphitheatre, I want to quickly give you a heads up about the food here. If you're planning on eating here in one of the restaurants, I will strongly advise you not to eat here, as it resulted in me developing acute food poisoning. If you do come on this trip, please bring along food with you. Trust me, it will save you from a lot of pain further down the line. Anyways, back to the amphitheatre. This is by far the quietest ancient tourist site I've ever been to, as I visited the Colosseum in Rome, Italy a few years back. From the outside, you can just see how huge and open this place is, putting into perspective how this building has stood the test of time for over 1700 years. In order to get into the amphitheatre, you will need to buy a ticket. The ticket office is located here in the entrance of the building. Once we get into the site, we slowly took in the significance of this place. Built back in 238 CE in the Roman city of Thysdrus, now known as El Jem, its purpose was to host events common to ancient Roman culture. The structure is estimated to have seated about 30,000 spectators and was built completely from stone blocks. The basement of the arena is 65 meters long and is flanked by 2 vaulted galleries which have a series of rooms that housed wild beasts or served as quarters for the gladiators. Openings to the basement are visible from the arena floor, which revealed what animals were lifted into the arena from the rooms below. This monument is the 3rd largest amphitheatre in the ancient Roman world. Just walking around made us feel a sense of what it must have been like in this place, and how terrifying it must have been for the gladiators that had to face off such animals. We also ended up visiting the top deck of the amphitheatre, thus giving you an open view of the site itself. So if you're into ancient Roman history outside of Italy, then this place is worth the visit, as it is free of big crowds and people as compared to the Colosseum in Rome, Italy. We walked around for a bit, taking in the site itself, and slowly made our way back to our car, where we will embark upon a 1 hour 40-minute journey back to our hotel in Hammamet. Right, day 3. We were in Tunisia for a total of 5 days, but due to me contracting food poisoning, I lost 2 days. We were planning on visiting the city of Sousse, but ended up doing everything locally in Hammamet on our last day. We started our day by visiting the old fort in Hammamet, also known as the Casbah of Hammamet. In order to enter into the fort, you had to buy tickets. Luckily, it wasn't as busy, as it usually gets quite crowded. We managed to get inside into the complex and gradually started exploring each section of the site itself. We slowly ended up making our way up the top of the stairs towards the top floor of the fort, where it overlooked the Mediterranean Sea. The site was occupied by many throughout the years. The Casbah dates back to the 9th century and was originally built by the Aghlabid dynasty to protect the town from invaders. Over the centuries, it was expanded and modified, serving as a vital military stronghold. Its strategic location near the sea made it an important defense structure, and today it stands as a symbol of Hammamet's history and resilience, attracting visitors from around the world. Afterwards, we started exploring the local neighbouring sections of the town as we tried familiarising ourselves with the neighbourhood itself. In the meantime, I'll let you get familiar with the place. Just be sure to see the name and location of the place in the top left hand side of the screen. Afterwards, we ended up visiting the Medina of Yasmine Hammamet, which was a 23-minute drive away from Fort Hammamet. This was one of our last points of interest in our trip, and we thought we'd complete it with an easy stroll around this amusement park. The place comprises of gift shops, restaurants, bars, and a cinema, among many other shops within the site. With its colourful buildings along with activities to do for the families, it's a nice place to just roam around and take in what this place has to offer. In the meantime, I'll let you get familiar with this place. Just be sure to see the name and location of the place in the top left hand side of the screen. So that's it, folks. Thank you for joining me on my lovely trip to the North African gem of Tunisia. I hope this helped with the decision making of your trip to this beautiful country. This video took a while for me to make, so I'd be really grateful if you could give us a like, comment, share with your friends and family, and subscribe to my page. Thank you once again for watching, and I hope to catch you on the next video.